justice sector is one of the driving force of the country's development. Since the beginning of its third year, government has significantly enhanced the country's legislative makeup, implementing a litany of measures aimed at modernizing the legal framework. Guyana sets the regional record in 2022 with the passage of 25 pieces of legislation in the year. These included the National Registration Bill, Representation of the People Amendment Bill, Constitution Reform Commission Bill, Industrial Hemp Bill, Intoxicating Liquor Licensing Amendment Bill, Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Amendment Bill, Suicide Prevention Bill, Restorative Justice Bill, and the Bail Bill. Within the first 2 years, government passed 57 new pieces of legislation. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senior Counsel Anil Nandalal, has mandated that a complete overhaul of the justice system is necessary as the country continues to expand. Access to justice also remains a priority as a number of courts have been commissioned in outer-lying areas. In September, a 24 million magistrates court was recommissioned in Maibikuri, Blackbush Polder. 8 courts, the Court of Appeal and others in Mabaruma, Port Kaituma, Vigilance, Covenjon, Maikoni, Bartica, and Madia are slated for completion in 2023. The Demerara Criminal Assizes opened in January with 308 cases on the docket.
We will have to improve on the complement of judges and the support staff to deal with that. But we will also at the same time ease the caseload in the magistrates court, while we will also address the question of the chronic delay that afflicts the criminal justice system.
As such, the National Assembly amended the Court of Appeal Bill. The amendment increases the number of appellate court judges to at least 5 and no more than 9.
The latest statistics from the Caribbean Court of Justice reveal that nearly 60% of the appeals heard by that court are from Guyana. 60%. This means that Guyana, as a singular jurisdiction, sent more appeals to the CCJ than all the other territories combined. Indeed, appeals from Guyana tripled those of the other individual territories. It is therefore both unreasonable and impossible to expect the same number of judges to cope efficiently in the face of such an increase in workload.
In March of this year, ICT equipment totaling approximately 30 million was handed over to the Guyana Prison Service to advance the government's rehabilitative agenda for the prison system, as well as assist with training all categories of prisoners in ICT. The equipment was intended to benefit the inmates at New Amsterdam, Lusignan, Tumeri, and Mazaruni. Stemming from this donation, the Mazaruni, New Amsterdam, and Tumeri prison launched their information technology programs, enabling inmates with access to online training programs, videos, and foreign language programs. Meanwhile, the Restorative Justice Center pilot program was officially launched in April. Restorative justice is an approach that focuses on repairing the harm caused by criminal behavior by bringing together victims, offenders, and their communities to address the underlying cause of the crime. On the international front, the country celebrated the success at the International Court of Justice ICJ as the court rejected Venezuela's preliminary objection at the admissibility of Guyana's application concerning the validity of the 1899 arbitral award.
While Article 1 of the agreement describes the dispute as one existing between the United Kingdom and Venezuela, Article 2 provides no role for the United Kingdom in the initial stage of the dispute settlement process. Rather, it places the responsibility for appointment of the representatives to the Mixed Commission on British Guyana and Venezuela. The court notes that the reference to British Guyana contained in Article 2, which can be distinguished from references to the United Kingdom contained elsewhere in the treaty, and particularly in Article 1, supports the interpretation that the parties to the Geneva Agreement intended for Venezuela and British Guyana to have the sole role in the settlement of the dispute through the mechanism of the Mixed Commission.
Several pieces of legislation passed in the National Assembly for the year 2023 include the Court of Appeal Amendment Bill, the Criminal Law Procedure Amendment Bill of 2022, the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Amendment Bill, and the Combating of Trafficking in Person Bill 2023. Government took an aggressive approach towards ending the scourge of human trafficking with the passage of Combating of Trafficking in Persons Bill. It seeks to replace the Combating of Trafficking in Persons Bill of 2025, thereby protecting the rights of individuals and inserting punitive measures that are geared towards addressing the social issues and deterring possible offenders. With the new legislation, anyone who commits the offense is liable on summary conviction to imprisonment for 5 years. Conviction on indictment carries a penalty of life imprisonment. The use of electronic vehicles was also regulated with the Motor Vehicle and Traffic Amendment Bill of 2023 to enforce and enhance safety on the roadways. Electronic bikes will be subject to the same regulation as motorcycle when it comes to registration and use.
We have had on our roadways for a number of years now these electric cycles, and they have begun to pose a problem because our legal legislative architecture does not in its current form caters for them. And there is no way to regulate them, there is no way to bring them within any form of regulatory framework other than by this amendment.
A key priority of the administration remains upholding the rule of law, improving access to legal services and justice, as well as enhancing the efficiency of Guyana's justice system. To this end, government's move to modernizing the justice sector to match the rapidly evolving society are well underway.